Well, hello, hello. How are you doing, guys? It's been a while, like a day or so. I don't know, a while. Aditya, Vikram, well, first indeed. Hello there, sir. It's quite a night, way too much of a late night stream. But you are here, so that's lovely. How are you doing, sir? And indeed, you are first. Well, I suppose I was here first, but hey, we can ignore that fact. Okay, we're gonna work on a bunch of small stuff today. It's probably gonna be quite short stream, but there is still a bunch of work that needs to be done. So first thing I have here is to work on the full gameplay compatibility. Are you studying physics, I see? Are you studying it while watching the stream? That's gonna be some high level, high quality studying. Alright, what part of physics are you studying? I used to really like studying physics. Well, not just the physics that we were learning at school, but the actual physics. Okay, camera. I think I'm never using the camera input actually, but let's see. Let me check it actually. I'm not sure. So we can just grab it here and get here a camera. Camera pawn, and our in-game camera pawn is gonna tell us what kind of mapping context we are using, and we are actually using camera mapping context. Okay, dual nature of matter, and radiation. Gotcha. What's dual about it? Depends from which perspective they are looking at it. That could be interesting. Is there anything you wanna study collectively? Anything you want to share about your studying? Okay. We have here switch camera, scrolling. And we're gonna have to do here a few more things with our pause. That's what I'm trying to figure out for the past hour. Okay, gotcha. Well, it depends from which perspective they mean it's dual. Sounds like your books are not helping you too much. Okay, let's finish up. Let's do the main first. So first of all, let's look at our bird and if we are using some hard-coded keys. Let's get rid of that first. And I am pretty sure we are using it at least for... oh, I thought it's used for switch camera, but it doesn't seem like it. Never mind, we are apparently not messing around. All these inputs are correctly assigned with an enhanced input. That's good. So let's see. In that case, let's just figure out if all of them have assigned a proper button. So with our escape or tab, that's fine. What are we gonna do for pause on the gamepad? Probably this thing. Special right. Wait, did I just put it on the scrolling? Oh, that's not fun. I don't know this. No, wait. Never mind. I put it correctly. So we have here our pause, which is gamepad special right, and then we have scrolling. Where is scrolling used? I don't think scrolling is used in main. All right, let's see. Enhanced input. Well, input action. Scrolling. And are we using it anywhere here actually? I did not think so. Aren't using it at all? Well, that is somewhat suspicious. Wait, what is this? We have here a... we have it on hard-coded on the input wheel axis. Okay, I see. So in that case, the scroll... Wait, this is the main input action though. And here, let me just switch this to main input action because... Wait, am I going crazy? No, we do want main input action. There we go. Now it's gonna be fine. Looking around stays the same. F we will need to replace. And move forward is fine. We just care about enhanced input scrolling. So here we want to make sure that we got our mouse wheel axis. mouse wheel axis, and the other one, let's put it on the left. So, we wanna do thumbstick y-axis. That should be quite correct. Right thumbstick y-axis, and this should do the job for us. Unlock transition other than that, and we need special action for this, which is gonna be take a shot. I think take a shot should be effectively a F, right? And I think we are using it for interaction already. So in that case, it makes just more sense to put here a interact and have here a appropriate button. Does my X on the gamepad do anything? I don't think so. Just slap it there. Grab our X. I can put it right in here. So interaction, interact. But I guess it makes more sense to do it with A when I'm thinking about it. Because X we can keep for actually moving, actually switch, wait, no. What do we have for switching camera? Nothing. Okay, it's like Z, and we have a right special button for pause. Let's make here a left special button for switching camera. That makes sense. From it we have face button bottom. That makes sense for triggering the interact. I kind of liked you having X though, but A it feels a bit more normal, I guess, when you compare it with other games. Okay, so assigned correctly. What's this? Speed up is right trigger axis, that's fine. Slow down is left trigger axis, that's fine. Switch movement node is face axis, okay. So in that case, we do have to use X here. No, but honestly, I think we are gonna rather have to replace it. So, wait, this is our left. So in that case, let's maybe use a movement mode right for switching movement mode. Our grabbing object is gonna be X, and interact is gonna be A, because that makes a lot of sense. Because A is gonna be also conforming stuff. Special left, special right. That should do the job. Pause is special right. The scrolling is special left. No, the switching the camera mode. Move vertically does have right and left shoulder. That's exactly what you would expect from it. Grabbing is gonna be your button left. Slowing down, speeding up. I think that should be about it. The game menu is of course not gonna work, but that's fine. That's a separate aspect. We're gonna have to add here let me add here another note. We're gonna have to add a gamepad tutorial. That's a completely separate subject right in here. Just gonna be just a screenshot in main menu or something like that. Don't need to overcomplicate it. Alright, let's try it. Right, they're moving around. This is all nice and pretty. We can lay up and down. We can control flying quite nicely with the gamepad. We can move up and down. And how does our landing look? Just with B. Let's see if we are gonna use A for interaction. Does work quite nicely. And the X is for grabbing. And we actually don't do anything with Y. This should trigger the take the shot. And let's make sure that our taking the shot is actually... excuse me. Is actually working, so... Oh wait, I am using it for the camera as well. I see, we have here a trouble though. I'm using a switching, but we are not. I'm using the moving the camera and rotating the camera to adjust the values here. It of course doesn't work. Yeah, that's not quite what I had in mind. Okay, how are we gonna do that though? It's actually not nice. So you can see for scrolling the mouse, it works fine. Once you use the gamepad though, it goes crazy. Okay. Let me just check that playing the pause menu works. Oh, it doesn't? Oh. Oh wait, never mind. I'm not controlling it. My bad. It does fine. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at our camera pawn, because that's where we are setting all of that. Oh, I did not connect it. Okay, this is why this didn't work. That's fine. But let's separate. What I cared about is this thing. So we can start by having here a threshold. We can probably put it on the event itself, right? I think there should be something like that on the enhanced input. There we have it scrolling. I could probably just use honestly, it's gonna be better to use up and down. Can I use up and down and give it values? So like, can I give it a scalar value? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be 1 because that tracks also much more with our with how it's gonna work. Unless I don't know if gamepad is using a no. I had my suspicions as the case. So the problem is that the D-pad on the gamepad, which is this thing, is not actually using a it's a boolean. It's not a scalar, which makes it kind of impossible to use with this. But it's fine. We can just use it as a boolean. Lord Physics, well, hello there, sir. How are you doing? Let's just add here a new one. So it's our D-pad, and from this we are gonna get our A-pad. No, I said A-pad. No, that's well, never mind. It's still D-pad, but we're just going D-pad, but we're going down. Let's switch our modifier, and this is gonna be just scalar but negative. Okay, this should do the job. Let's just wait until we're gonna have to set a gamepad for gamepad connection with UI. That's gonna be fun. All right, works fine, and now we can adjust it very easily. Oh, he's falling. Maybe a bit more sensitive. I'm gonna potentially have to add here a setting for reversing it. Look, it's constantly falling. I think there is some issue with thresholds, by the way. I think Unreal is not correctly updating. Does not have a dead zone by default. I'm wondering when is the texting gonna be. I am too. I'm wondering about it as well. Yeah. Either my gamepad is faulty or this doesn't work. Okay, screenshot here works fine. Hopefully in like a week or so. So that means don't worry, I'm keeping you in mind too. I'm gonna be one of the first to contact. So if everything goes well, what's the day this week? It's 30. So in like a first half of February. So that means probably not the first week, but the week after that will hopefully everything be nicely in place to get the first playtesting. So that's hopefully if everything goes well. Okay. So let's look at the X or Y value. Wait. Oh. Why don't I have order here? I think I should have here order as well, and then negate it. Let's see. Oh wait, I want dead zone. Let's not do two things at a time. So let's sure take thank you. I'm trying. I'm gonna probably make a video about it. It's like this with every project. Got everyone's Swizzle input. Maybe because I didn't have it there, that's why it's messing up. No, but I think this is actually the other y-axis. Have I played any other games this Friday? I enjoyed Fishman. I have not. I have skipped it. I planned to play a Pal World, but I kind of moved it. So it's gonna be probably this Saturday or Friday. No, Saturday. I think it's Saturday, right? I think I played it Saturday last time. Either way, the Fishman was very fun. I definitely did enjoy it. So next one is probably gonna be Pal World. Everyone is interested in the game. Everyone is talking about it, and I'm very interested about it as well. So that's the plan. X with X, Y, Z. Okay, let's see if this does the thing. But I'm kind of afraid that we are gonna really have to put there a Z value. Okay, because if it's like this, no, it's moving up anyway. You can see it's like slightly moving up. I think we need to implement a dead zone on it. Yeah, it's like that if I move it up, it just keeps on going. Without me touching anything, it just goes like crazy. I think it could be because of the... I think it could be because of the gamepad, of course. Maybe just the gamepad is messing up. But I don't think so. This seems like my issue. Right, it's good. Just, yes, harmony time. Hello, Sergio. How are you doing? It is indeed. Right, it's good. Just did not expect it to dethrone PUBG and CSGO from most concurrent players. That's, I think no one expected that. That was definitely a huge surprise. Surprise of the year, even. I have heard it's good, so I'm definitely curious to try it and just see how people react. Not even how people react to it, but just what the game is like by itself. Okay, let's try just dead zone on it. That was completely unexpected. How huge it became all of a sudden. It really gives you some. I mean, it's not necessarily a small indie game studio that made it, but it's definitely not particularly huge, and it really comes to show you that we have seen so many examples of super small studios now all of a sudden, or maybe like a few people team, completely dethroning some like huge AAA release. I think it's just another example of that, which is quite impressive, you ask me. It still kind of keeps on going and doesn't stop when I stop moving it, which is kind of weird. It's like the value from the joypad keeps on going. But the game seems like something that will actually take a little bit to get into. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to really completely get what it is about just in one stream. It feels like something that's gonna take some time to get through, to really get it. At least from the little I saw. I still do not understand why it's so popular. I mean, pals are cute and systems are in place, but besides that, I never predicted success. Me neither. From the way it looks like, I did not either. And I kind of wish I played it before I know it was so successful, because I would love to know how well my judgment would hold to that. But if I just look at it, like it looks fun. I would expect it get some decent player base, but it's definitely got way bigger than I think anyone expected. Wait, it doesn't even. Wait, what the hell? It doesn't print it? Am I connecting it on the wrong place? Oh, I connected it into scrolling. I see. Excuse me here then. This was not the intention. Let me just see it on interact looking. It's gonna be happening here. So, let's just print the value. I think it's gonna be pitch or yaw. I think it's pitch. Let's see it. I have to be in the camera mode. Okay, -1, 1. So it does the job. It just keeps on being on something like this. I think it may be just a gamepad, honestly, but I think it's that it just does not quite fit itself correctly. But I think it's also safe to assume that a lot of the gamepads are damaged up to the point where they don't exactly measure their distance when they are properly centered. So it's probably just better to put there some dead zone. Okay, -1, that's fine. 1 and -1. And it's also so much bigger. Huh. Such a bigger range. It's fascinating. Michelle, hello there. How are you doing? I've never worked with controllers. Do you need to implement each of the controls like Xbox and PS separately, or they both work once you set up in control? It should both work at the same time. It's when you are setting it up, you basically have a gamepad as you can implement specific gamepads. It's a gamepad specific features. So for example, the Xbox specifically has like this center button that does something different than if it was in PlayStation, and PlayStation has like a little bit different triggers, etc., etc. But in general, all these things that they have all together, so like joypad, like X, Y, Z buttons, and shoulder buttons, they all work globally. So if you are doing settings that all gamepads have in common, which is vast majority of the settings, it just works. So Unreal understands that the X on Xbox is not X on PlayStation. Yes, because it doesn't really read it as X. It read it as a face button, right? So it should know that this is button. At least I believe it should be the case. I'm gonna have to test it, but it should be the case that it like knows it's like a right button here, left button here, and blah blah blah, another button here, right? It doesn't care whether it's called X or Y and Z, because effectively it doesn't matter. That's just how Xbox call it. Yep. No worries, man. No worries. What we are doing here? Blanked out on. Yes, I wanted to put out a threshold. Let's get the in-game camera. And let's just put here a branch that its value should be at least higher than... Oh, by the way, it needs to be either of... Wait. Oh, I hate to do these kind of conditions. I always mess them up. It seems it would help when implementing control or prompt support. What do you mean by control prompt support? I'm not sure if I know exactly what you mean by that. So, wait, what exactly is the condition? We need to be either lower than -0.1 or we need to be higher than 0.1. If I get just length of it, is it gonna... That should... What do you mean? I can't get length of the... Or normalize it? How do I convert... What's the math function to convert any value to positive value? So if it's gonna be like -0.1, it's gonna just print this as 0.1. I think it's normalized. No, that's normalizing vector. Absolute, yes, thank you. Thank you, Ethan. You're right, yeah. That should do the job. Let me just quickly double check it. Always good. Okay, we got 0, -1. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Amazing, guys. You are amazing. Thank you kindly. Let's find ourselves the camera back. And we are gonna implement here some simple dead zone. So only when this value is it's not smaller, it's higher than 0.1, it will continue. When you get to press F to pick up for PC or A on Xbox or on X on PC, the prompt you get is the control prompt. Okay, gotcha, that's what you mean. Yep. I call it just input usually. But yes, it should be standardized. Unreal should... that was kind of the reason why enhanced input was added properly, and a bunch of other ways to make it easier. But from what I understand, that was the main reason why Unreal switched to enhanced input, because it lets you do these things for multiple platforms much easier. Okay. Oh, it still goes a little bit crazy apparently on the... So we're gonna have to do it separately for X and Y axis apparently. That is a bit annoying. You can see that X and Y is still... Or is it the... No, wait, which one is going crazy? No. Okay, this one is fine. I don't think it's really moving. But it's not connected correctly. Up and down is mixed. It's not that. Either way, rotation seems to be fine. Am I just hallucinating because the bird is moving? Wait, let me actually land with this thing. Okay. No, it is still messing up the X value. Y is now fine with the threshold, but X is still messing up. Okay, we're gonna have to adjust it. Wait, I don't want to be in the player bird though. I will have to be in the camera. I think I'm gonna have to do the same thing for the camera. It has a bit of a cinematic effect, that's true. If I was recording a video, it would be amazing. But the problem is that I want them to be able to take photos. And for that, that's not quite desirable effect there. But it does look very cinematic, I can agree with that. Okay, let's just run it in sequence. Honestly, should be called should be called parallel and not sequence. But that's beside the point. I would by no means trust that A finishes before 1 starts, before like 0 finishes before 1 starts. So I actually think that calling it sequence is kind of confusing. This is gonna be our 2. And our A is gonna do the exact same thing with X. I'm gonna pretty much have to just copy it into the... maybe just make it a macro, honestly. Do I want to make it? Nah, fuck it. This is gonna be the case only when these values are true. And we are grabbing here the X. That is quite a spaghetti we have here, don't we? Gonna clean it up later, that's wanna make sure it works. Okay. Okay, stopping, moving left, right. Except the fact that it's reversed, it's quite perfect. Have you actually tested that the next sequence pin does start before the previous threshold? Yeah. Yep. And when you think about it, it's like pretty obvious. Like imagine that you have here a sequence. Like it runs here, and then now on the like you have here, I don't know, some variable. Right, you are gonna use it here as a branch. Your B is calculating your like this boolean is figuring out whether this value is true or not, and you are setting it on the first, on the then 0. So what if you, instead of like putting here a, let's say I'm gonna do some sort of simple, I'm setting here a random boolean, and I wanna do something like this. Right, works great. But what if I put here a delay? Or what if anything happens and here is some sort of a delay based on whatever function I put here? There's no way this is gonna wait on the end of the delay, right? If this was a function and after it another function, yep, that's the case. But the moment any kind of a async task happens here, there is no way it happens. It waits. So there we go. Let's actually test. You know what? While we are at it, let's test it. Let's see if I'm calling bullshit. Let's put here a better print string. Delay fucks it up, exactly. But that's kind of the point, right? If you think about this as a sequence, like you tell complete beginner or someone who is not too familiar with that this is a sequence, he's gonna think like, oh, that means this happened, and after that this happens. But that's not exactly how it works. Like technically, yes, this fires before this, but that does not necessarily mean that what was happening here finished before this runs. So it gets a little bit confusing, I would say. Okay, just we got working. I can probably just now duplicate it for our actual player. How you cannot have delay in the loops. yeah, exactly. Having delay in the loops kicks you in the ass. Completely destroys whatever loop you had there. It's like literally the second loop now all of a sudden runs before the first loop finishes, and that usually does not end up well at all. Any kind of async event, which most often tends to be loops. Which most often tends to be some delay or like macro or anything like that. We should have here our camera movement. Is this move vertically? No. There we have it. All right. So look. I was like, the first time it got ready. Yep. That's what I kind of mean. It's like, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Like, of course it works this way. Nevertheless, it makes it confusing. Because of, if the name wasn't sequence, but it was like, I don't know, split, anything like that, then I would be like, okay, yeah, that's pretty obvious. But because it's called sequence, the name by itself kind of feels like it should be this finished before this one, and it's just not the case. It was definitely a experience first time it happened. Okay, this is gonna be our look. I'm breaking it down here, but we are doing here a little bit more, right? We are doing our directions as well. And I'm clamping it as well, which makes sense actually. It is not intuitive quite so. I think a lot of things in Unreal are very, very intuitive, but that definitely is not. Wait, this goes right, so you want to go in A and B and multiply it only when reversed spam, which I should add it as a setting. Just add here a reminder. Settings. So this is gonna be add option for a reversing control. Okay. Value, and we want to clamp the exact same thing here. Actually, don't have to clamp it before it goes into the absolute, but why not? Management. Should it do the trick? Oh no, we are missing this. Wait, no, I didn't want U. I want direction Y and direction X, so that's yaw and pitch. So this is gonna be yaw. Oh. And this shall be pitch. Both of them called X camera axis, which is definitely wrong. Who the hell wrote this? This is completely incorrect. There we go. Let's see if it works correctly. The hell did I check here? Sounds much better. Now let's actually make sure that whenever we land, we try to walk. Okay, it's actually fine. I thought this is gonna cause trouble. No, but our z-axis, no, wait. This is probably x, and y doesn't work either way. That's suspicious. Okay. Every time you took the alt code, who the hell wrote it? It's true. Yeah, that's very true. I feel like that every time I look at any code I wrote, honestly. I could write it 5 minutes ago. I'm just like, who was that goddamn idiot who wrote this thing? Should be shot on the spot. Okay, wait, which movement is it? It should be movement. Right, we're missing it. That's speeding up, slowing. Don't go anywhere. Switching movement speed, and here we have grab object and moving vertically, interacting, moving forward. Is that what I want? Moving forward? No. No, I don't think so. Am I even implementing it here? Wait, it's looking, so I'll have it looking twice. Wait, that's not good. We don't want that. We don't want this twice. Okay, that's better. Okay. Have you ever practiced to use more graphs? What do you mean? Oh, like using the like multiple event graphs? I actually usually do. The thing is that except inputs and some like light logic right here, everything for this pawn and like pretty much everything is written in C++. So I did not really feel a need about to try to do it. Normally I would like have here like input graph, AI graph, etc., whatever is reliable there. So I do tend to use it, but in this case, with Lost Harmony, I focused on writing as much in C++ as possible, except binding inputs because it's just stupid to do in C++. It's way too annoying. So that's the reason why I kind of am like being lazy here. I will organize it properly later, but right now I'm just being lazy with it. And also now I'm just kind of speeding up to get to the demo. But normally I would, absolutely. If you look at other games I made, it purely with blueprints, it would be very much cleaner and separated into stuff. Deformed fetus. Well, what a lovely name. Hello there, sir. How are you doing? It's been a while since we got some degenerate here. Happy to see you here. Okay. Let's see, something is missing. This is a left thumbstick. We have a right thumbstick right here. And this right thumbstick is... what's the reason behind using a lot of C++? I wanted to practice it. I wrote some things purely in C++ outside of Unreal, like my own apps or whatnot. Made like a nice timer here, for example. Get here my stopwatch, practice just all the CS fundamentals and stuff like that. And then I also want to get more used to Unreal C++. I just want to get better at it because I'm very, very comfortable with blueprints, and I actually never have a reason to do C++, and that kind of annoyed me because I want to get better at it. I want to get better as a developer in general, but especially better at C++. So that's why I kind of got it to myself as a bit of a condition and bit of a order to myself to do everything, well, almost everything in Lost Harmony in C++. I'm definitely happy. I definitely feel way more confident with it right now, and I'm kind of more comfortable with it now, and prefer to do a lot of things there as well. Performance reasons, of course, but not that much, not that important. Like for a game like Lost Harmony, performance in does not really matter, honestly. Like I lose way more performance in graphics than in programming, into what kind of programming language I use. Makes sense. Thanks for explanation. My pleasure, sir. How long have I been doing a game dev? I have been doing it professionally for about 5 years. Then total, I would say about 7, maybe 8, something like that. 4 to 5 years professionally, about 6 to 7 completely. Okay, and I'm blanking out what I'm doing. We got ourselves a player bird. Thresholds are fine. No, we have a problem with our movement input. Is it possible that I'm not just you? No, I know what's happening. Okay, but how do I fix that? You seem young. When did I start with I am probably young. I'm 20 something. I don't know how much, but 20 something. I started working. I started doing game dev when actually, I started actually when I was like maybe 9. But I was like messing around with Game Maker, like doing small stuff like that, C#, nothing serious. Then I didn't do anything for a while. Then I switched to 3D modeling, and I got really into like Unreal and actually making serious projects later, which was so like basically from like I don't know 9 to 12, I guess, was just like messing around with Blender, but not Blender, with GameReady, Game Maker, 8 back then, 7 something and 8 later, and then from like 15 to, and I guess from like 14, 15 to a little bit later, I don't know how long exactly, I was just doing 3D modeling. At that point, I was also freelancing as a 3D modeling, did some internship, stuff around that. And then I switched into Unreal, into programming again. And since then, I'm just working as a... since then, I did mainly blueprints, so the visual parts of Unreal. And now I'm mostly focused on programming. I do very little 3D modeling, practically nothing, unless someone forces me. That's about it. So kind of effectively since 9, but I guess seriously since I was like 14, maybe slightly earlier. I did attend college at one semester, at one college, then another semester at another college, and then just was like, okay, this is not worth it. This is very ineffective way how to learn, and I left. It wasn't worth it. So that's about it. Yep, I did try it, and it's free for me, right? So why wouldn't I do it? And there's a bunch of tax benefits to that. But I did try it. I studied. It's funny actually. For high school, I studied gardening, so I'm officially a gardener when it comes to professional education. Then at one college, I studied English philology, which is basically just a English from grammar, from a linguistics point of view, and English from a historical point of view. And then which was one semester, and then on another semester I did a English and IT, but there was like not much IT there, so I pretty much left. I was just like, okay, it's not worth it. Not worth it. There's way better ways how to learn this, and that's kind of how I ended up where I am. Yeah, well, it is quite fancy, I suppose. Okay, let's first figure out if we are even printing correctly these values. We can do it just from the camera. It's easier. Like for me, I have to say I was very lucky in a way that I figured out very early that game development or working around games is what I want to do, like very early, which made it much easier for me to focus. So I do think that I'm very fortunate in that. I think that most people take a long time to figure it out, and that's fair. Sometimes you just need more time. But I was very lucky to find out about game dev very early. So there was quite a whole lot of luck there. And once I knew that's what I want to do, it was quite straightforward. That's awesome to hear. Well, thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Okay, let's figure out if this value is correct. But if it's going correctly from WSD, why wouldn't it be correct from gamepad? That's interesting. Is it reading the information separately? That's a bit suspicious. Let's just connect it as our X and Y. Okay. Okay, 0, 1, -1. Oh, it is doing it incorrectly. If I do it on the keyboard, it does do it correctly. Interesting. So why? That's the real question there, isn't it? So wait, look, move forward. Okay, no. Is that it? Yeah, I think so. Wait, is it? I'm going crazy here. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's fine. I personally figured it out pretty late, then I tried to push some kind of game or simulation, my college assignment ever since. I see. Gotcha. I mean, I don't think there is such a thing as too late. When I say that, I'm very fortunate in figuring it out very early, but I still think it's like just because you decided to do game dev later, then that doesn't mean you can't do that very, very successfully. You have a lot of, especially older game developers who have been in the industry for decades, started sometimes when they were like 30 or 40, like very, very late from our point of view. And that was very much they still are like very much successful in that. So I think it's what I'm kind of trying to say. Look, you can still probably do it really, really well. Or where I expect I should have. I don't worry about it like where you should have. Like you had other stuff to do. I think it's a bit it's not helpful to think about it like, oh, when you should have or shouldn't have done it. It's probably fine. It's kind of like sometimes people just figure things out later, and then in that point, what some, for example, disadvantages of deciding to do that, and that's something that I really have to work on to figure out now, is that if you are really, really hyper specializing, because that's what I am, right? I'm extremely hyper specialized in my knowledge base and in what I do into games and game development, which kind of means that I tend to not be very knowledgeable around other things that are not game dev related. So, for example, I don't know much about things that other people learn in college, and similarly. And that's kind of fine. I don't have an issue with that. But I think if you have a lot of experience from other fields, and like you have like messed around with other things, blah blah, you can bring it into your games and the things you work on. So I would not underestimate it. It's just different ways how to go about it. I mean, it is fine, but for a long time I just did what I was told to, never looking for what I want to do. Yeah, a lot of people tends to do that. But I mean, you seem to know what you are doing now, so that's probably good. College is a waste of time for most of the time. I would sadly enough mostly agree with that. I would say that's in my experience. I have, on the other hand, I have like a friend who is attending film college and he really loves it, really enjoys it. I think it really depends on the college and on the field that you are at. When it comes to programming and game development, it's just completely irrelevant. It's just a waste of time. Yeah, for me, it took 4 or 5 years of programming to settle into game making. Yep, I mean, that's also, you got a lot of experience from other fields now, so that's definitely very helpful. So it's just that it's very normal. I'm kind of going the other way around, where I started like super hyper focused game development, nothing else matters, blah blah blah, and now I'm a bit more interested in other kinds of programming that are not necessarily completely game relevant, like a lot of, for example, tools, which is still kind of game dev relevant, but I have gotten a lot into AI, etc., and that's even if it's not completely for game use. I find it very, very interesting. So I kind of went the other way around. So I think a lot of the experiences you are gonna be able to apply very well. Okay, so why the hell is this not working? Okay, let's clear it completely. Let's just do okay, nothing. This is gonna do nothing, which should not work as kind of you would expect. Okay, 1, -1, and now it doesn't do anything. That's kind of to be expected. All right, we do want that. Well, we don't want that, but it's expected. So wait, which one is X and which one is Y? That's always confusing. So let's try to modify it now and add here a swizzle. Y, X, I think this. College is a lot more theoretical than it should be. I'm lucky that I attended more of the practical ones, but I was still theoretical. Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. I think I am a huge proponent of a project-based learning. I think theory, when learning anything, is important. It's really important, but it should not be the only thing you learn. If you like just focus on theory without really anything else, then it's gonna end quite badly, because you don't have anywhere to attach that theory. Oh, we got some explosions there. Look at that. That's secret, guys. Don't look. If you just focus only on the theory and not really on anything else, then you don't have anything to attach the theory to, so it's just completely wasteful. You just wasted time. But if you first make like a project, you actually apply a lot of these things, lot of the things that you don't know about, but you kind of do them. Then after that, if you learn about the theory, you have way more potential analogies and potential what's the word? Like, Jesus, synapses connection, but that's not what we mean. We mean the just ways other parts of the memories of the brain that you can connect those information with. So I do think it's actually a lot of very healthy to learn about theory after you about deeper theory after you practice. But I think that focusing on theory is completely misguided. I do agree with that. With you. What is it? Do I sell games on Steam? Lost Harmony. This game will be available on Steam. You can. I'm gonna send you a link. You can find it easily. I have some games. I have a lot of games on itch. I have some games on SideQuest. I have a bunch of games on MetaQuest because I used to make for a long time for the longest time I used to make VR games, but now I switched into making regular PC games. So that's about it. Yeah, but a lot of professors do not work in the field, in that profession. I do think that's a huge setback. I do agree. But it's complicated, right? Because it's like, if you are professional, then you usually don't want to teach. And if you, on the other hand, do teach, then you usually don't have time to work in the profession. So it's kind of difficult to find a mix in between that. So there are, of course, many companies who manage to do that and who should do that, but still it's complicated. It's like you can be like full-time professor and work full-time somewhere. And on the other hand, you'd get really the greatest professors are though. Yeah, that is why it's not the best choice to go to college. I fully agree. I would not recommend anyone to go to college unless you have like some very specified. I can speak from my perspective as a game development, programming, IT, this kind of field. At that point, no reason for you to go to college. Complete waste of time. But that's the industries I am familiar with. I'm sure there's a lot of industries where it's quite a requirement and where it's good idea to go to college. Lawyer, doctor, yeah, kind of. I have heard actually the filmmaking is really good. I know from a friend who goes into pretty good film school, and he says that he's like very happy there and actually learned a lot. So kind of depends on the college, kind of depends on the field. A bit difficult, which is interesting, right? Because film is also very artistic, but I know that he is only happy about going there. So it depends a bit, I suppose. Okay. This thumbstick works fine now, but it's not giving me a correct values. No. Have you seen any of his films? Edits to test his argument? Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. Absolutely. He was always good. He was always like very good at it, but I can tell that he got way better since he went to college. But it's also argument like he managed to practice a lot. It's actually the guy who edits the YouTube videos for me. I kind of agree to him, and he's doing the editing. But it's just, of course, there's a huge difference between what he's doing here on editing down from the streams and what he's doing for school. I've seen a lot of his work. He is really good. Okay, this is almost good. Except we have our X and Y reversed. Then I have to editing the trailer. We have already talked about it, and yes, indeed, that is already set up. I didn't want to contact him for the trailer that we did just on the start. It was just a quick job, but yes, for a proper trailer now, we are definitely already. It's already planned. Okay. Why is Y and X? Wait, how do I reverse it? Do I have to do sizzle and then reverse? But wait, is it gonna mess it up for the normal walking? Let's just double check. Left, right. No, it is reversed here as well. That's fine. In that case, what do you wanna do here? Tell me if I'm bored and take too much for attention. Oh, please, not at all, not at all. If I wanted to focus, I wouldn't stream. Not gonna lie. Please, I am happy to converse. Thank you kindly for doing that. My brother is also want to go into photo shooting, but he's just learning from YouTube. But I mean, he could probably learn a lot from YouTube. I have never worked with like photo shooting, so I have like photographing, I guess, photographer. So I have no clue how that goes. But I have heard it's tough business because everyone now thinks that they can do a good photographs just because they are the photos, because everyone has a phone. But you can also have really good photos with a professional photographer, if that's what you mean, if you mean like a photographer. But I think you can being a photographer is something that you can definitely learn just from YouTube and practicing a lot. Oh, we are still reversed. Oh, I reversed the wrong axis, that's why. But there is like, when it comes to photography and on composition in general, you gotta learn how camera works. You gotta figure out how composition works, how cameras take photos, and then the rest is just practice. It's not that difficult, so yeah, the barrier to entry is pretty low. Yeah, kind of, that's the thing. And it used to be that you used to have like a really good camera, like proper DSLR, like very expensive DSLR, to take high quality photos. But now, really, like my phone can make amazing photos. That's why it's really difficult field to be in. Okay, left, right, this works fine. Left, right, up, down. There we go. It works great. Works great. Perfect. It's fixed now. Why does burp jump in place? There is some bug. I'm gonna have to figure out what it is. I think, which is interesting, that it's showing up only when you are using the gamepad. It does not show up when you are controlling it through keyboard. It's a bug, and I'm aware of it. Don't worry. He's still in high school, so it's a hobby to make money on the side. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. That's very cool. You definitely should keep that up. I think you can learn a lot exactly while being in high school, like no stress of anything, or not have to worry about much, and still continue. And exactly, and it's very cool that he's trying to. Okay, now it's switched into it again. Was it because I touched the gamepad? Let's see. Let me try one more time. I do think that gamepad is what's messing it up. I think it may be the threshold thing, that it never switches from it. So if I don't touch gamepad at all, so Unreal doesn't know I'm using gamepad. No, it does cause it again. Okay, never mind. It's not the gamepad, it's the issue with code. So let's save everything. Let me... Oh, we can just keep this under the same category. Let's see. It should be under the same one, right? So it should be under... I should definitely reorganize this. This is way too messy. Don't look, guys, it's too messy. Okay. Speeding up, slowing down, switch movement mode, grabbing, moving vertically, interacting, moving forward. It's this. I think this... what's clearing it up? I'm guessing that it's gonna be this thing. Oh, it's when it's cancelled or completed. Is there other circumstance where this should run? Let me see. So, clear up movement. I'm gonna head out. Thank you for the conversation. Well, I thank you for the conversation. It was quite lovely. Thank you. And you are awesome as well. I do appreciate it. Always enjoy it. Have a good one. Have a good one, sir. Okay, let's see it now. Okay, so we're moving forward. We stop. That's fine. Moving backwards. Stops. It's fine. Okay. Keeps on going. At what point did it mess up? I don't even know when it doesn't mess up, which is always the hardest to debug. Now it just doesn't stop. Let's see if I use gamepad. There we go. I was right. Look at that. It does not call the cancel event. I had a suspicion that's gonna be the case. My dog dreaming right next to me. Just dreaming and making sounds from his sleep. Okay. So I am pretty sure that we can kind of prevent it if we just make sure that the value from our input action is high enough. So we can just make this as a end condition. One is of course that we're gonna continue when we are walking. And clear this up even more. Like let's check this too. Is walking. Good, nice and wait, no, not calling editor, pure. There we go. It's walking, and if it's equal to walking, much better, much cleaner. And the second one is gonna be whenever any of these values are greater than 0.1. Oh wait, I have to do it in the absolute again. I can actually probably just add them up, right? Is there a circumstance where adding them up would be a mistake? I do not believe so. Oh yes, it can be, because they are negative. Because one is positive, the other one is negative. They would cancel each other. It can be a problem. But I can convert both of them to absolute and then add them up, just to have it a little bit easier, so I don't have to have here another OR statement. If this is greater than 0.1, you can continue. Try the gamepad. Oh, look at that. It still does continue. Oh, now that needs some actual debugging. So, is it possible it's oh, it may be still running, but not. But I can just clear it, right? If any of this is wait, no, I have this. They have to be separate now. Annoying. Because I don't want that to happen when this is walking is true. Nah, I can do that one first, actually. So you want to continue only when this value is higher. Yes, and if it's false, you just want to clear it up. That should probably do the job. It's gonna spam it like crazy, right? That's what I was kind of afraid of. Yeah, never mind. Stupid idea. Stupid idea. Let's scratch that completely. How do we know that you have been moving, but you haven't been moving? Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to debug with writer, but it's opening the disassembly instead of going for the breakpoint. You have to make sure that you run it into debug mode. So whenever you are launching the project from Rydra, don't do this, do this. Debug. That's probably what's the issue. It is on debug mode. Okay. That's more interesting. Yeah, you are sure that you are launching it from the right, otherwise it wouldn't be debug mode. That's strange. I don't think it should do that. Try to just clean up binaries. It may be possible it shows you the disassembly because the issue is when it's disassembling desync assembly. So maybe try to check if try to check if like I don't know there's some issue with building it. So just click close everything, clear up the cache, clear up binary and saved and intermediate folders. Just build it all clearly and then launch it into debug mode. Let's see if that works fine. Okay. Inherit from the sticks visa in production. Can I add a threshold here? Isn't that all what it's supposed to be? Inputs within the range of low response will be remapped to... Yeah! This is what I want to do. I just don't think it's doing that. Can do it in axial. I think that's exactly what we want. I just don't think it's actually applying it as I think it does. Let's see. I'll actually print this nonsense. Oh, I can print it. I can directly print the 2-vector. That's nice. Can I do? Okay, if I have here like a string, for example, can I write here better? Okay, this is really good because that's gonna make it so nice for me to make my debugs. My debug plugin. Copy, great guys. Wait for it. Okay, and this is gonna be our anim forward moving. Okay, you move forward. Great, amazing. Stop moving. It stops moving. Oh, did it just fix the problem? Oh, that is somewhat annoying. And here I thought I'm gonna have to complain. Look at that. Okay. Works. Let me see. So gamepad is almost done. The one thing we need for a gamepad is to make it work with the setting menu, and that's where it's gonna actually go crazy. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be right back. Hello, hello. Debug mode 5 transistors are still going into disassembly. That's strange, actually. That should not be the case. I'm wondering if you may be doing something else. When did it start? When did it start happening or showing up? Or have you been able to use a debug mode before? Because that's a bit strange. First time using the debug. Huh, okay. Maybe just to look if you were missing some setting or whatnot, some SDK or some other nonsense, because this is certainly should not be the case. On Rider, yeah. Okay, where do we have the widget? It's gonna be under core. Where is it? Oh, I didn't put it under core. I'm always suspicious about it. Should the widgets be structured under core or like under programs or under art? Where would you put it, guys? This one is always confusing to me. Okay, now the real trouble here. Should have here on click. On key down, and can we specify which key? Oh, key event is its own thing. Okay. Yeah, I know. Just wanna know how does it exist. Okay, it doesn't. It's not gonna tell me. What is a key event here? See what else we have. Oh, key character. Enter into this widget has focus. Called after a keyboard control is pressed when this widget has focus. Okay, yes, this is what we want. I had a suspicion that's what we want. Make event reply. No. What do we want here? What is it? Reply structure. Did we just make it? That seems silly, but alright. Okay, do I have a way to know what kind of input it was? Can I use it to, like, I don't know, compare inputs or something? Get key, okay, that may be it. Okay, there we go. And we can check if it's perfect. This is what we want. So we're gonna use it to check if it's gonna be our confirm button. I'm just gonna actually not do it here though. Let me just get here my own function that handles that. This is gonna be my control input. And we're gonna have this as a input. I'll simplify it. I don't want to do too much mess in the functions I'm overriding, but this is fine. Oh, can I just get now? And it gets so complicated when you're trying to do enhanced input in the value directly. Yeah, in the widget directly. Left thumbstick X, Y axis, that's all good, but I actually want the other gamepad. I had to switch on it, there will be a lot of switches. Let's compare it with like this, for example. Yeah, okay, we can. So basically, whenever it's this or let's say trigger, I guess. People probably use trigger for a confirming action. Kinda weird if you ask me, but... Or X. You know what, I'm just gonna put it all of them. Because this like this, right? I'm not too used to this shortcut. It's useful, but I'm not too used to it. Face button, there we go. So this is gonna be our select. Alright, let's get here I'm gonna just make it as a custom event. Select button. Okay, and now we have something for scrolling. I hate doing this in widgets. Wait, let's see. Actually, don't remember how to do it. Can just simulate mouse click. So this one is easy, right? That's just mouse click. Key something. Event. Yeah, but I don't want to call it. I just want to select it. I think I may need to select new ones. So let's just try to do it for like a vertical box. Just select object here? No. It probably has something like a universal list of elements, so I should be able to just like scroll through it. How the hell do we do that though? That's a real question. You know what? I'm gonna put a top on it and have to do it later because I don't remember. Alright, so we're gonna just put it as a... I don't actually have to necessarily do it, but because a lot of the games, surprising amount of games, you have to use main menu with a gamepad and mouse, well, just mouse, I guess. And then for the actual game, you just use gamepad. But let's try to actually get it nice and working. So show icon when grabbing is available. The problem with that is that the grabbing is currently checking only with a certain event that I have here. So if I press like X here, it's gonna check whether it can grab. I don't probably wanna do that. I'm gonna have to, I guess, separate it into like two different functions. No, I guess I can still keep doing that. I just have to do the check on timer. I don't want to do something like this. Yeah, no clue when the button resume programmed it, but it fixed it. No clue. The breakpoint looked like it was I guess the breakpoint thought that it's supposed to stop at disassembly. No clue, Michelle. I have no clue. Okay. Let's just run it. Let's just run it through a kick on player. It's gonna be just faster. I can just make it as a. Actually, I can make it a function here, right? Just to make sure that everything here is saved. And we are not syncing the level, we are syncing everything else. Gamepad compatibility. And then you can open Rider. Thanks, Amai. Well, it didn't help much, but I'm glad you got it working. All right. I can probably just close this. So let's get here the player bird. We're gonna get here a blueprint call, but we literally exactly this. And we are gonna have a function that's gonna be checking. Let's call it, I don't know, check for, what are we doing? We're probably good to know, right? Check for grabbing. Am I not? I'm sure. I'm sure I'm not doing it anywhere. I don't think so, but let's just make sure. And the code is gonna be somewhat similar to a grabbing that I have normally. This one is just gonna be running instantaneously and telling me whether I can grab or not. I think I have here like a function that grabs right now. Grab object, there we go. There's gonna be a bunch of checkboxes that I can steal. Jeez, that's a lot of classes I don't care about. No, we actually can keep it right here. If grab component research, yeah, thanks, that's pretty straightforward. Okay, so we have here a few of these checkboxes. So we can pretty much steal all of this. And I can probably simplify it by a lot. This thing is what we care about. So when you think about this, player bird is actually gonna be a boolean though. This thing will wait, no, not this one. The one we are gonna be using for checking. Boolean, check for grabbing. No auto. Don't mess with me. Okay, I'm gonna fine. I'm gonna check it myself. Interact stopped. Hello, where is my check for grabbing? No. Come on, really? I'm pretty sure I already made that. Oh, wait, what the hell are you searching for right now? There we go. And it's gonna be a boolean. Okay, so we are gonna need to simplify this a little bit. First, we are checking if this is true. If it's not true, we're just automatically returning it as false. No, I don't believe this is correct. Oh, it is, never mind. Alright, and we need here another one to close this. Okay. Okay, if this neither of this is true, we're gonna just return false. Just not worrying about anything, right? So we can see it easily. Like if our movement component is flying, we're continuing. If not, just don't even worry about anything else. Just no. Okay, then we're getting ourselves a constant vector for a trace location. We need to do it every time because the world location changes. Collision queries, collision trims. We're adding it as a... I don't think we would need to do that. It should happen automatically, but don't worry about it. Then we do a boolean with the hit. Checking for visibility, making sphere, all good, all nice and pretty. We are checking if we hit something. We definitely don't want to draw a debug sphere anymore. Just want to make sure that the values for them are the same. And what do we have here? I don't think this is doing anything. I'm not using hit actor at all. Hit component. If our hit component exists, oh, this is not potentially validated. Oh no, it actually hits, so I have to hit some component. Okay, never mind, it is. So if this is hit component, we got it. And if the component is simulating physics, then we want to return true. And in all the other cases, we return false. Do we have a way how to make this code easier, more readable? Let's see. There should be double B, right? It's check for grabbing. Okay. This we can do really anything about. Movement mode, flying is good and fine. What if all these if statements? Can I just kind of put them all together? I mean, I guess I can probably reverse it. It's gonna be more readable. So like if it's not equal to, then just return false. Otherwise continue. I guess that's a way to do it. I wonder if it's more readable. Okay. And then that another if statement is kind of like, it's pretty obvious. We're still missing here one. Wait, what are we missing here? I see. Otherwise we return false. Okay, this one if boolean is but wait, if it's hitting, it's returning true. If not, it's returning false. It should cover all of them, right? Why is it complaining? What's going on? Shouldn't have messed with it. I'm gonna just keep it as it was. Let's stop trying to make it pretty. Let's make it work. Sounds like a better approach. There we go. No errors now. But I'm missing some return statements though. So let's scope it down to make it readable. If it's movement mode, wait, I need to go even further back. Yeah, if return mode is equal to move to flying, then you continue. If not, return set move. If not, return false. If the constant movement mode is we do tracing. If the tracing is true, then we continue. If it's false, then you don't do anything, aren't you? Wait. We are missing here a return statement, so this should return... No, actually, it's gonna continue, right? It's just not gonna do anything. I don't need to have here a separate return statement, because it's just gonna return false here. Yeah, well, look at that, I'm stupid. Okay, this is fine, because if the... That's why it makes so much sense like this, and then not try to reverse it. I see here. So... we get our FP hit. If it's true, it continues. If not, it's just gonna always automatically end in false. So the only case it doesn't end in false if all of these are true, are running correctly. So then we're just returning it. Perfect. Why didn't you tell me before? Check for grabbing. That should be it. Let's run it. Boom! Now we get like 5 errors. It'd be disappointing if there were no errors. Disappointment. All right. Just gonna do it on tick now. I just wanna have it for the tutorial, honestly. I don't care about much else. Check for grabbing. And just print me that thing. Alright, let's go. False, all good and quite correct. To find a circumstance where we can actually grab something. This shouldn't simulate physics now, so it should be still incorrect. But this thing should be correct. And it is not, which is very disappointing. Okay, maybe it was actually just hitting something else. Let's try it with some other actor. Hey, what's going on? Now my normal grabbing doesn't work. Did I change it? Oh, now it's true. Now it's switching between them. Okay, I see. Just the size of the collision. I think we are gonna just have to increase that collision. True, false. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to have the higher, bigger collision. Bigger, not bigger collision necessarily, but bigger sphere for the trace. So let's at least double it. Let's do like 45. But then it can actually potentially... No, it's just 30. And we need it for our grabbing. This should be parameter, I know, but listen guys, let me live, okay? Grab. I should be grab. Why are you wrong? I guess it just did not update. Is it looking for an exact match? That's weird. Wait. If I do just like gra. Weird. Either way, it should be fine. It's interesting how expensive it is to draw debug on the screen. Have you ever noticed that, guys? It's fascinating. I wonder why. No. Oh, I still have to be that low? Wait. Was... that should be triggering sooner now. Wait, what? No, one of them... Now it's telling me true, but I can't grab it? That's strange. Let me draw that goddamn debug. Something is wrong here. Maybe there were some other conditions that were wrong, but... First move flying is fine, and then be hit. We're looking for visibility, and we are checking. That should be fine. Did I not change it correctly? Pretty sure I did. Let's see. Oh wait, this is just drawing the debug. I see. I changed the debug sphere it draws, but not the actual hit. Ah, there you go. See, guys, the problem isn't. You have to trust your debug, especially if you wrote it independently of your code. Very, very important. Okay, well, it should be at least now correctly drawing it. Well, it's switching like crazy like this. It's a bit strange. Okay, it works, guys. Let's not go. Let's go no further. This is fine. How are we gonna do it with grabbable object though? I'm gonna just draw overlay over it, or honestly, let's simplify. Let's just draw a widget. So let's first make the widget. Let's make it a new user interface widget, user widget, and this is gonna be. Let's just go to game UI. That's effectively what it is. A canvas panel. Slap some text inside it. Which one did we end up using for? I don't remember the name of the font. And I can't even find out here. Well, let's see. Rinda. Let's center it properly, and there we go. Let's just do switching on and off right now. We'll make it a variable. It's gonna be our grab text. Adjusted visibility. Okay, no fancy animation. Let's keep it simple. Custom, excuse me. Custom event, and this shall be show grab text, and we're gonna put a branch on it, and this should be our visibility. If it's false, it's 0. If it's true, it's 1. And construction, we're gonna just set that grab opacity to false. Wait, set object. What the hell did I do? Show grab text. That's what we are doing. Show grab text, and we can keep it on false. Right. So now we can go in our player bird, and what we're gonna do here. So actually, let's put it in sequence. I'm gonna mess it up. There we go. And whenever this value is true, we are gonna. Well, first of all, we're gonna add this thing on the screen, right? So let's keep it completely independently. I have way too many things happening here anyway. They should have been separated. Let's create a widget. The widget is gonna be our game UI. At the viewport. And we also want to save it as a variable. We don't want to add it twice. There we go. Now back in here. This shall be our show grab text. Now to make it a little bit more fun. So whenever this is true, we don't want to keep this running forever. So I'm gonna add here do once. And this do once will be reset only after this is false again. And some delay. No, that's fine. We don't care about the delay. It's fine. I should do the trick, right? Should grab, wait. No, we want one more thing. Fuck, we have to have do once on top of do once. I hate this. So visible here, invisible here. If it's false, this shit resets this do once, and this shit resets this do once. Yes, this is why I hate it. Look at this. Horrible. Why am I doing this? You may be asking. And I don't know, guys. I should not be doing this. This is like drugs. Guys, don't do drugs. I know it's fun. It looks like a roller coaster, like a spaghetti, but you shouldn't do that. Look at this. We made a whole electrical circuit here. Amazing. Let's see if it actually works. Let's see if it actually works. And looks like it does. Just need to make sure it disappears whenever. We are actually grabbing it. Make it a custom event that does that. No, actually, we just want to hide it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, so how do we are grabbing it? has object grabbed? Can we get grabbed object? Yeah. Grabbed component? Is that what I mean? I think so. Doesn't seem to be referenced anywhere else in code. Not so sure about that. How does that object? Oh, it's called just grab component. Maybe it is the case. It should be. Okay, so we want to continue only when this thing is invalid. When it's valid, it's not even gonna go there. And we also wanna reset this. So custom event hide UI, hide grab UI. Have it on here. That sucks. You know what? That's fine. Let's not worry about it right now. No, I hate this. This is why I switched to C++. No, I'm joking, but not really. Maybe. Okay, nice. This is what happens. This is what happens when you work too much. You start streaming. So this part works. The issue there is that now it will be probably never hidden, right? Let's see. Yeah. And if I let go of it, just fucks off. Yeah. Do we have to create here the same goddamn nonsense, really? So basically, whenever I grab it and I know that my grab object is successful, I can actually just check it with the validity, right? After grabbing. If we know that the grabbed object was grabbed, we can hide grab UI. Let's see, this should work, probably. Was it invalid at the time still? You need some time? Let me see. The fuck? Oh, wait. Oh, I called it in the reset, not in the flow here. I would assume the validity is done before this function ends, but let's just check. Right, nice, very cool. Okay, cool, disappeared. And if I go there again, oh wait, excuse me. Magnifique, exactly what I wanted, perfect. Pure, undisputed perfection. Alright, let's grab ourselves a game UI and just get here some nice fancy animation. Michelle, going to sleep. 3, 4 of the to-do list is fine. That's quite a bit. That's almost done. You don't want to see my to-do list. That is way too much to do. Thank you for spending time here. Have a good evening. Night, I suppose. Have a good night, Michelle. Okay, there we go. Can set this to minus 180 and just do here a animation. It's gonna be our grab text. Show up. I'm gonna do just like a plant-in anim, I guess. I can do here a render opacity and scale. Let's go from 0 to 1.2. And the opacity starts on 0, goes to 1. Great. Let's change the interpolation here. Perfection, like I said. And here we're gonna just do the exact opposite of these. So let's play animation. Let's actually see if we can do the other one. Play animation forward and play animation reverse. I haven't used this node. I usually use the other one. So let's see. Perfect. What's up? This is not the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Neither do I think so, but it does the job. And that's what matters now, okay? Shit needs to get done. Okay, let's take a content of... Cool. We did a bunch of work today. That's good. Bunch more to do, but that's fine. I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow. But there is a video coming, so you will be able to watch that. It's a pretty good video about predictions for 2024 about game development. So if you should subscribe and do all that, if you want to make sure to see that. Patreons actually already saw that. They have access to it since Monday. So if you're on Patreon, then you already have seen it. Other than that, I think that's gonna be it for today. And I'm gonna be back on Friday. Wait, what's today? Today is Tuesday or Wednesday? Wait. Oh, it's Wednesday. It's Tuesday, so tomorrow is Wednesday, and after day after is Thursday. So I'm gonna be back on Thursday. Gonna work on Lost Harmony again, do bunch of tuning, bunch of work here, and that's about it. Alright, thank you kindly for being here, guys, and gonna be back on Thursday. Don't forget the video tomorrow.